And welcome back to Nancy's Neighborhood, and there's a couple of things I want to share with you. I had two great guests on today, and they did a super job sharing some events that are coming up with us, and I'm going to do that with you in just a few minutes. But this is Teacher Appreciation Week, and I want to say to all of our teachers, thank you. Thank you for the job you do, and I appreciate you. So I have some things at the Red Ribbon if anybody wanted to drop by and pick up a couple of nice little thank you gifts for teachers. This is one I just love because when the teacher holds this, there's an arrow and it says, this is what an awesome teacher looks like. So if you're carrying the tote bag, the arrow is pointing towards you. Here's another really cute thing for pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade maybe. This is a tree, and it has two little bluebirds sitting in it, but the tree's bare. So what you do is you use a green stamp pad or green temper paint, and you paint the thumb of each of the children in your class, and they put the leaves on the trees, and then you can write the names of the children on there, and it's a great keepsake for the teachers, something to decorate their class. I have the wonderful mug that says A+ Teacher. It comes in a great box that makes it really attractive. Here's another mug that says this is what an awesome teacher looks like as they're drinking out of that mug. This I love. This is a little jar that they can put pencils, etc. in. It says, a teacher once told me no one is perfect. That's why pencils have erasers. And this is great. And I know some of you all like to give your teachers Starbucks gift cards and things like that. Well, as a former teacher, folks, if I got a gift card like that, I used it up and I had nothing to remember that child from. So this little jar is $10. Go get a gift card from Starbucks, put it in this jar and give it to the teacher. Then the teacher will have that to remember the child from now on. I know when I was a child, they probably didn't need a reminder. And I've got some of these cute little frame things. The best teachers teach from the heart. There's 3 different ones of these that are really, really cute that teachers can set on their desk. And then I have these wonderful little plaques. The best teachers teach from the heart, not from the book. A teacher sees tomorrow in a child's eyes. And without teachers, life would have no class. I love that one. And I have several of those. I think there's about 8 or 10 different ones of those. So those are at the Red Ribbon, and they will be there the rest of this week. And then those also would make great end-of-school gifts for your students to give their teachers, because that's something the teachers will have then them to remember your child by. So I just thought I'd share that with you today. Now, another thing, I want to apologize to my friends, and I know y'all are going to think this is crazy, but there are some people in Cleveland who go to New York once or twice a year to see Broadway plays. And I just got back in March from being there with my son. And everybody said, what did you go see, Nancy? And I said, well, I went to see Sunday in the Park with George. I went to see Hello, Dolly with Bette Midler. And then I went to see Natasha Pierre and the Comet of 1812 with Josh Groban. And they said, oh, that sounds wonderful. Should we go see it? And I said, it's different. It's real different. There is no dialogue. Everything is sung. The whole thing is sung. And so I said, I don't know how it's going to set with people. Well, I want to tell you how it's set with people. It's been nominated for 12 Tony Awards. 12 Tony Awards, including Best Show. Josh Groban and Denise Benton, who played Natasha, were also nominated. And I said both of them should, when I saw it, I said both of them should be nominated. She sang for 45 minutes. I mean, her dialogue, it wasn't 45 minutes all at one time, but all of her dialogue was sung, and it's a great little show. So I just thought I'd tell you that I was wrong, folks. You need to go see it. I liked it, but evidently so did the critics. So that's great to know. Now, the rabies clinics that started back on May 1st are going through May the 6th, and you can take your dog or cat to any veterans hospital, and the shots are $12 each. And remember, in Tennessee, your dog must have a rabies shot and have that rabies tag, and that's another great identification for your dog, because if they should get lost, then the number on that rabies tag can be traced back to the veterinarian, who can then say, oh, I know who owns that dog, or who that dog owns. All right. The Lee University Art Showcase is finishing up this evening with a reception at the museum, so you may want to go by there from 5 to 7. Pajamas for your mamas, I talked about that. That is still going on. And the boxes are at the YMCA, Perry's Petals, Signature Healthcare, Ocoee Medical, the Chamber, Prestige Salon, and Public Church. And they need items like pajamas, slippers, blankets, housecoats, socks, and toiletries for men and women. And so if you want to go purchase something and drop it off at any of those, you can't miss the box. They're big boxes. And drop those off. They would be appreciated. Tonight from 5 to 8 is the Dine Around downtown. I don't know that there's any tickets left, but if there are, the tickets are available at Bank of Cleveland, Catch Bar and Grill, and Cafe Roma. $25, 9 restaurants, 3 hours, and you just eat and meet and have a great time. It is a great event. Now, Lake Forest Middle School is accepting out-of-zone registration. It started May the 1st and will go through May the 12th. And the deadline for open enrollment and out-of-zone applications will be May 15th. So for more information, if you have a child that's going into middle school and you want them to go to Lake Forest, but you're not zoned for Lake Forest, then you call 478-8821, 478-8821, 478-8821, and check in about what you would have to do if you're not zoned for Lake Forest, but you want your child to go there. And any of you that have been following on Facebook, the new Lake Forest building, it won't be ready this school year, but it'll be ready the next school year. So some of your middle schoolers may want to go over there and be right there for the opening of the new school, which would be great. Now, the Cleveland City Ballet will present Broadway and Church Street this coming Friday at 7 and Saturday at 2 at the Dixon Center on the campus of Lee University. And I'm sure tickets will be available at the door. And it's called Broadway and Church Street. And that sounds extremely interesting because Connie's group over there at Cleveland City Ballet always does innovative things, and this should be really good. Now, this is something that I know I have driven Highway 11 before, and I considered it the wrong time of year. But if you're interested in antiquing or treasure hunting, the U.S. Highway 11 Antique Alley Yard Sale will start May 18th through Sunday, May 21st, and it's a 502-mile trek from Meridian, Mississippi to Bristol, Virginia. And if you just get over on Highway 11, the only thing I ask is be very careful. Don't just come to a complete stop and stop in the middle of the road. You're going to have to pull off the road. You may have to walk back half a block to wherever you saw something you think will be interesting. All kinds of people are set up there. It's very, very interesting, folks. I always encourage my Cherries Jubilee girls to go out and run that because they may find all kinds of treasures that we can redecorate and sell in next year's Cherries, which, by the way, will be Friday, April 13th, 2018. Friday the 13th. We don't have a theme yet, but you can kind of imagine where you're going with that. But it's our 20th anniversary, so we'll kind of play off of some of that. But the Antique Alley Yard Sale, and I think, now I'm not sure about this, but I've had friends that have done this before. They have people that own property on Highway 11, and they just set up a pop-up tent and put yard sale stuff out there. And they've made quite a bit of money. If you're willing to sit out there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the yard sale, then I think that would be a great way to maybe finance a summer vacation. And then I had Joe Davis on to talk about the Bill Norwood Veteran Service Award. Now, those nominations are due in May the 12th, folks, and I want y'all to remember that, May the 12th, because that's coming up really, really soon, and that award will be presented then at the Memorial Day celebration here in Bradley County on the 29th. And I have Steve Stewart coming on the 10th to talk to us about that and tell us about everything we need to know there. Saturday, Oak Grove is having their community yard sale, and it begins at 7 a.m. at Oak Grove School. And I see all kinds of things on Facebook about setting up tables and who wants booths and all kinds of, so there's no telling what will be available there, but you may want to go out to Oak Grove Elementary. And folks, the sad thing about public education is we do get funded, some from the state, some from the county, and some from federal government, but it's never enough to do all of our programs. So you need to help the schools by supporting fundraising events that they have. And so I hope you will do that. Now, the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum, there's still a few days left, May 6th and 8th, to do Thomas the Tank train ride. And that number to call is 866-468-7630. And I keep telling you about the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum, folks. They not only do they have this excursion, but they have other excursions, and you might just want to go to their website, Google them, Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum, and see what all they do have to offer, because I know I grew up riding a train. a lot of you out there may have never ridden a train. My granddaddy worked for the L&N Railroad, and he was stationed in Etowah, and anytime we wanted to go anywhere, we got on the train. We went to UT football games by getting on the L&N train and going to the depot in Knoxville and getting a taxi and going over to the stadium. That way we didn't have to worry about parking. And so that's, those are things that I got to do as a child. And those are wonderful, wonderful experiences. So these are things to check with the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum and see what they have going on. I know that they do go down into Copper Hill and make the loop and come back for some excursions that do leave out of Etowah. So, so there's some of those things going on, and those are great experiences for children. And the hashtag Carry On 5K is going to be held May the 13th. Now, Carrie Wolf McConnell, her parents, Steve and Julianne Wolf, are friends of mine. She was a high school counselor at McMinn High School at the time of her death. She was a heart transplant recipient at age 8, and that heart kept going for her for quite a few years. I think probably about 18. The longevity on a heart transplant is about that time. So I think she was very fortunate. She was on a list for a new heart, but she passed away before she was able to get that new heart. So they're going to have a run walk, and it supports the Carrie Wolf McConnell Scholarship Fund that goes to McMinn County High School students. So those of you in McMinn County that are watching us on Comcast 210, then be sure that you help support on this. And it's VWOCHYA@gmail.com, and that's Victoria White. Will be doing, that's where you go and you register for, you can either walk or run, and the funds go to a scholarship at McMinn County High School. And I hope that a lot of you will get out and support this. A lot of you say, I'm not a runner. Well, you don't have to be a runner. You can walk. And so one other thing that they sent me from the museum, the press release on Dr. Thomas Childers is to visit the Museum Center at Five Points on Thursday evening, May the 11th. The public is invited to attend an informal reception starting at 5 o'clock to enjoy the newest temporary exhibit, which is War Memorials, and it's sponsored by Bank of Cleveland. And Dr. Childers will speak on his book, Soldiers from the War Returning, The Greatest Generation's Troubled Homecoming from World War II. And I know my dad was a World War II veteran, and sometimes he had nightmares from experiences over there. And I think they got a better reception coming home than certainly than our Vietnam veterans got, which, that's a disgrace to us, the way we treated our Vietnam veterans when they came home. But this should be a very interesting event. It's May the 11th, starts at 5 o'clock. That's a Thursday evening, and the public is invited. And Dr. Childers will be participating with the audience and answering questions and open discussion. And museum members and veterans will be admitted free of charge, and others will pay a $5 admission fee. And Dr. Childers is a renowned person to be discussing this. I won't go into all the details of everything he's done, Harvard graduate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But he's a great historian. So that is May the 11th. That's a Thursday evening, and I hope all of y'all will get out and benefit from that. Don't forget, the Red Ribbon has all these great gifts here that I showed you, all these neat things for teachers. And I can't imagine a teacher not wanting a mug that says an A+ teacher. So come by the Red Ribbon 10 to 3, Monday through Friday, and get a gift for your teacher. Do a gift card with it if you want to. So it's been a great day in Nancy's neighborhood, folks. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.